Hey there, guys. This is Sarah Solsurge and my beautiful friend Carol.
Hi.
From French Canada. She's awesome. And we're broadcasting from none other than our school library, as you can see. Today we will be discussing the differences between Korean and American high school. I guess we should start at the beginning with some schedule differences. Korean school starts in March and it usually ends in late December to early January-ish. The first day of school is normally March 2nd, but if that day is a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, then it'll start the following Monday. And that's actually what happened to us. Because we started on March 4th.
Yeah.
And there are two vacations, one in August, I believe, and then one in the winter, which runs through the Lunar New Year all the way to the end of February, which is when you start school. And I think the reason for this is you become 1 year older during the New Year's celebration. So I think this makes it easier to put people in the right grade. Everyone in the same grade is going to be the same Korean age. I'm 16 in America, but in Korea I'm 17, and every first grader is going to be 17. And you're what, 18 here, right?
No, I'm 19 here, but in Canada I'm
here.
17.
So
I should be in 3rd grade, but I'm actually in 2nd grade.
yeah, because 3rd grade would not be fun at all.
Yeah,
That'd be
too much
terrible.
studies.
Yeah, the 3rd graders, poor seniors, they never get to do anything fun. But yeah, the 2nd grade is all going to be 18. And 3rd grade is all going to be 19 years old. The high schoolers are usually in school from 7:40 to 5 o'clock, which is when we get to leave, but everybody else has to stay until 10 p.m. for Yaja. Or they can leave and go to a Hagwon, which is basically the same thing, only they get to study a certain subject intensively. And
Until 1 a.m.
yeah, one of her friends has an English Hagwon after Yaja, and then he stays there till 1 in the morning, which
It's pretty late.
That's-
So he's coming back at at maybe 2.
that's terrible.
Which means that he's not sleeping a lot.
Yeah, Korean kids are perpetually exhausted, poor things. Every school starting in middle school is going to have a uniform, and usually they'll have a summer and a winter uniform. We're wearing our winter uniforms right now.
Pretty hot.
You can see.
But some people actually are not wearing this thing and only are not wearing the tie either. Just
They're non-conformists, I guess. As you can see in my other video, A Typical Day of School in South Korea, there's a 50-minute study session before the actual classes begin, and kids are left totally by themselves. They don't have any teachers supervising them, and they're essentially trusted to get their own work done without teachers on their back telling them what they have to do. And I think that's actually pretty impressive, because this school has been here for over 100 years and nobody has managed to burn it down yet, which is
pretty good.
That's pretty good, because if you left a bunch of 9th graders alone in the classroom for 10 minutes in America,
It will be terrible.
yeah, it would not be good.
In Canada too.
So every student takes about 16 classes, but since the schedule is different for every day of the week, the classes rotate. The schedule, in my opinion, is not reliable.
Sure, sometimes they're just, oh, okay, today it's not gonna be like usually it's, oh, let's take this period and put it at the 3rd period when it's supposed to be the first one, and just mixed everything up.
Normally, it's the same thing for every day of the week, but sometimes they'll just throw you a curveball and they'll just tell you, oh, by the way, you're not taking this class 3rd period, you're actually taking it right now, and get ready, and everyone just scrambles to get their books, and it's crazy. I have 16 classes, which is a lot more than what I took in America. It's about twice the course load that I took in the States. But I'm just going to read it off this paper because I can't remember them all off the top of my head, as stupid as that sounds. I take math, I take 3 different physics classes with different teachers. I take biology, sociology, geography, English, Korean history, college prep, art, music, consumer and domestic science, gym, religious studies, and clubs, which you can choose for yourself. But basically, every other class is decided for you. You don't really have a choice. So, and in 2nd grade, it's basically the same.
Yeah, basically the same, except that we can choose between Chinese and Japanese, so I'm now doing Chinese. It's pretty fun, so it's okay, even if it's really hard.
Yeah.
There's also East Asian history, literature, and ethics.
So there's a 10-minute break between each class, and for the most part, students don't have to switch classes. The teachers will usually switch classes instead. Sometimes teachers can show up a little bit late if they have something else they need to do, or if they finish their lesson early, they can leave early, and sometimes if they don't deem it necessary, they don't have to come at all, which kids are like, okay, and they'll just study. Or
start studying by themselves, which is pretty good.
Like, in America, if the teacher didn't come to class, the kids, they would not study.
School will be in fire.
The whole building would just be gone.
Yeah, when the teachers is actually in the class, it's mostly lecture based, because there's many people in the class. Teachers need to be really, what's the word?
Efficient?
Yeah.
Like, since there's so many kids, if everybody was asking a question, it would take forever.
Yeah, kids are mostly silent and listening the whole time, and they can run after the teacher after the class is finished, and then they can ask the question if they want to.
Teachers usually don't have their own offices. They all share one big office called the 교무실. Usually, they'll all have their own little cubicle with a desk and their books. The kids can go there during breaks and ask questions if they have to. And this is actually a pretty useful system.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, because it makes it a lot easier for the teachers to collaborate and for students to find the teachers. And it also allows the principal or anyone who needs to make an announcement to just put it out there without calling a meeting and making a big deal out of it.
Because there's kind of a lot of teachers, so if everybody has to gather at the same time, it can take a long time.
Compared to the amount of studying that the Korean kids have to do, there isn't really a lot of homework, except for a couple of classes. Math, usually I have a lot of math homework.
I have a lot of too.
Math homework is typically around 100 to 200 questions a week, and it's not very fun.
Kind of really hard
it's
for
really
us to understand, and even for Korean kids. So
like the Korean kids can't do it. We can't even understand the instructions, so we're just sitting there trying to translate the instructions. And for the most part, other classes just assign readings, which sucks for us because reading is probably the hardest part, in my opinion.
In mine too. In a class, there's almost no word. Teacher is speaking, that's all. You listen and kids are taking a lot of notes in their workbooks, but there's no activities and nothing in that kind to do. Yeah,
teachers aren't going to give you a worksheet to work on at the end of class. Like, you sit there and you listen, and you take notes, and you study those notes.
Exams in Korea are really, really, really important.
Yeah.
Most of your grades are determined by that. If you end up doing good at one exam, you're going to feel really bad because every of them is really important.
They're actually doing exams right now, which is why we're in the library.
Yay!
So another point we wanted to cover was that corporal punishment is allowed in Korean high schools. At my school, it's fairly rare. Like, you don't see kids getting beat every day for stupid things. Teachers will sometimes carry around their sticks menacingly, like, don't talk during class. But the stick, it literally translates from sarangime. It literally means stick of love. So they're not gonna beat you half to death. They're just doing it because they want you to succeed. Because the teachers genuinely do care.
Yeah, they do. They actually do.
They're not gonna yell at you for slacking because you're annoying them so much as because they want you to do well on your exams and to get into a good college so you can succeed later in life. However, it sometimes does happen, especially around exam days. Like, if you're late on an exam day, you're probably going to get punished. The first time I actually witnessed someone being punished in this way was today, because a girl was late for her exam, which is a big no-no. You don't do that.
Exams, like we said, is really important here. So
don't be late for an exam. Her teacher swatted her one time on the hand, so she was okay. It was more embarrassing than physically painful.
Yeah, I don't think it really hurt that much. In my class, if you're late, I don't know about your class or other classrooms, but in mine, it's working that if you're late the morning at least, you have to pay Obekwan, which is almost like 50 cents, which is not a lot, but if you're late often, it can be irritating. You can buy ice creams, and people here love ice cream, so it's like, oh god, I could have had ice cream today, but I can't because I was late this morning, so it's just like...
Yeah, so don't be late or you won't get ice cream. Teachers are really, really well respected, at least at our school, and from what I've heard in most schools in Korea, teachers are very much revered because it's a really hard position to get into. You have to work really hard to become a teacher, and people tend to just respect adults and people who know more than them around here. So every time you see a teacher, you're supposed to bow to them. You don't have to go all the way down, but you just, like, while you're passing, and that probably looked weird on camera, but
It's okay.
yeah. So you just kind of have to, like, nod your torso. And in Korea, there's a very, very high emphasis on getting into a good university. And the 3 universities that you're probably going to hear about the most are the Sky Universities, which is Seoul University, Korea University, and Yonsei University. And I'll hear these names thrown around regularly in class, so you're going to hear a lot about them if you come here. But, they're the most prestigious colleges in the country, and their acceptance rates are extremely low. If you thought a 7% acceptance rate for Harvard was low, then you're wrong, because about 1 in 200 applicants makes it into Seoul University, which is insane, because a lot of people are applying. And I genuinely think that most of them have the study skills and the knowledge to succeed in these universities, but there's just so many applicants that the colleges probably don't know what to do, and it's probably more luck than skill.
That's why
really gets down
exams
to
are
it.
so important here.
Colleges look first at your exam performance, especially the 3rd year exams, which is basically the biggest test of your life. It will determine what college you go to, what job you have, so you have to do very well on.
If you miss that exam, if you're sick on that exam, you're screwed.
Yeah. Another thing that they look at on college applications is attendance, which I find American schools really don't look at all. But in Korea, by law, schools have to be open 220 days out of the year. I'd say most schools are probably open closer to 365 days a year, because a lot of kids come to school even during summer, which hopefully they're not going to make us do, because that does not sound like fun.
Not at all. If you miss 2 days in a row, it's really not good for your college application. You can miss 1 day, but even if you're really, really, really sick, you have to be back the 2nd day.
Yeah. Basically, unless you're literally in the hospital dying or at a funeral, then you're coming to school. There's one more thing that we wanted to mention, which is extremely
Important!
Yes, the bathrooms. Because just about every toilet in school is going to be a squat toilet, and you better know how to use one before you come to school, because
don't hope having real bathrooms, because it's not gonna happen.
It will not, and it's not fun. So bring toilet paper.
For some reason, in almost every toilet, every bathroom, there is no toilet paper. I don't know the reason, but
unless you're at your house, have some toilet paper with you, because chances are the bathroom that you're going to won't have any. And
even in public places.
It's not very fun to find yourself without toilet paper too late. So we cannot stress this enough, because I didn't believe it before I came here. I heard
It's true.
I heard about the squat toilets online. I was like, psh,
it's not gonna happen to me.
No way. Korea is way too civilized to still be using squat toilets. And don't get me wrong, Korea is completely civilized, but they do use squat toilets, and they are extremely uncomfortable for us foreigners. So take some advice from us and get yourself some toilet paper. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it wasn't too long, which it might have been.
Not.
I apologize.
I apologize too.
Yes. We really wanted to get some comprehensive information out there, because these were things that surprised us when we got here. And we don't want that to happen to anyone else.
Particularly bathrooms.
Yes, the bathrooms. Number one.
Never forget the bathrooms.
Never forget. You will regret it.
Really.
Alright, so thank you for watching, and make sure you subscribe down here.
Subscribe to Sarah's channel.
Yes, Sarah's Soul Search. It's so clever, even though I don't live in Seoul. But
Jeonju.
Yes, Jeonju. That's where it's at. So hopefully we'll be seeing you in our later videos, and you'll be seeing us, actually.
No, we need to?
Well, yeah.
Oh, of course. Okay.
But, I mean, if you want. I'll see you around. Bye!